because I had never acted, never did in high school, never did anything like that. Initially, the English department was putting on Merchant of Venice, and they brought me in to talk to the first years about Shakespeare's language because it was confusing some of them, and I had to go in there and be like, no, see this is a dick joke. You're missing Shakespeare's dick jokes. There's a lot of them because everybody thinks Shakespeare is so serious and so regal, but he was often, they were performing to drunks, and they were very funny. So I did that, and they said, "Hey, do you want to play Bassanio?" And I said, "Yeah." And my dream growing up was always to play Benedict in Much Ado, and I'm pleased to say I got to do that 3 different times. I think I had his monologues memorized before I actually got to play him. He was always my favorite. So I got to do that, and I still will probably remember his monologues to the day I die.
I like that you got... were you hired to do that? You were hired to come and find the dick jokes in Shakespeare?
Point them out.
You got to be a bit of a dick joke detective when it comes to Shakespeare.
That's what funny. I majored in, was dick jokes. I'm an expert.
There's been a lot of them. There has been a lot of them.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
Here we are talking about dick jokes.
So that was your first performance, Adam, of doing Benvolio in Merchant of Venice, I believe.
Bassanio, yeah.
Bassanio, sorry.
And I had no idea what I was doing. Let's get that on the record. It wasn't until I was fortunate enough to be cast as in a different production directed by the late, great Bernard Hopkins, who actually used to direct at Stratford and elsewhere. He was a wonderful, wonderful, dear man who taught me literally everything about acting. I'd already done a couple of shows, and I was basically just faking my way through and didn't know what I was doing. And then Bernard took me and molded me like so much clay. And learned a lot from that wonderful, wonderful man. May he rest in peace.
Say his name again.
Bernard Hopkins.
Bernard Hopkins.
Yeah, fantastic.
Sounds like a solid actor-y name.
Yes.
Bernard, and Sir.
We did.
There should have been a Sir on the front of it. Sir Bernard Hopkins.
We did Duchess of Malfi. Bernard was a brilliant thespian and director, but also had a wicked sense of humor. And I am a bit of a shit disturber myself. So funny story. We were doing it at a professional theater. I'm actually not even going to say what city because I'll probably get put on blast. But so we were in this professional theater, and that theater, we initially had, there's a bit of a sexy sequence in the play. And the theater came down on us and said, "Hey, you cannot have any male nudity, but female nudity, sure." And Bernard and I looked at each other and we said, "Fuck that." So we changed it. Initially, there was going to be some toplessness between both myself and the lead actress. No, she was fully clothed. She was actually wearing my character's pajamas. I was nude because take that, patriarchy.
You did full Monty nudity?
Full frontal.
And when was this? In college or university?
University. Fun side story. I was still teaching. I was doing my doctorate at the same time. And occasionally students would come up to me and say, "Hey, we saw your show." And I had to be like, oh.
And they said, "That was ballsy of you."
Indeed. Direct quote. It's like you were there.
That was ballsy. Oh, what a ballsy move on Langton, huh?
Well, Full frontal was interesting. I'm pleased to say it shorted out the part of my brain that's capable of getting embarrassed. I've never been embarrassed since.
That's why you're an actor, to play make-believe here.
Check your ego at the door. As both of these men who have watched me do commercial auditions where they ask me to dance, as both of them have realized, I have no shame.
Yeah, you're great at humiliated dad roles.
Part I was born to play.
Can you tell us back to when you were really, really young, what's your earliest performance that you remember?
Oh, wow.
And what was it?
So I did Once Upon a Time, and I was a nerdy little kid. I was small little runt, got picked on a lot. You know how like they used to say like the average family had 2.5 kids? I was a 0.5. But I did stand-up. I actually wanted to do stand-up. And actually first grade, when there was like a speech competition, I like switched it up on them. I did a little stand-up.
Wow.
I did stuff like that. And really like corny jokes that I probably got out of a joke book.
You got any in the back of your head? Do you remember any of them?
Oh, just like classic. I mean, it was probably like Chicken Crossing the Road stuff. I was in the first grade.
That's great.
But no, that was it. Always greatly admire stand-up comedians, but never had.
Let's get you back on stage then.
Yeah, one day.
Now you just write. He just creates all these hilarious words, and then he's like, "I don't have the time to perform them."
The writing is great because it's a creative outlet for when no one will cast me in anything. I can still go to my computer. My computer still accepts me.
Yeah, and you just get to make all your own stuff.
Yeah. And
yeah, don't discredit yourself.
No,
Come
and
on.
yeah,
Come on, this guy. He's award-winning too.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that.
Mm-hmm.
We need to make something.
It's gonna slip you some money. Yeah, well, I wrote a script for this funny son
So
of a
let's
bitch.
do it.
Yeah,
let's set a date.
Let's do it.
We're gonna do it, everyone. Yeah, it's funny that you said that you were sort of nerdy and picked on, and I kind of picked up on that in your 1 Minute Life story. You said, I aspired to major in English literature. Like what do you want to be when I grow up? I want to be a professor of English literature. Like, that
was a good impression, actually.
Was that you?
Yeah.
Mother, I would like to be a professor of English literature.
I just love story, man. I always have. It was always I was like playing with action figures and making up like a detailed 3-act structure with my Ninja Turtles.
Ooh, Ninja Turtles. I was gonna say. Yeah. I was thinking, was it He-Man? Was it G.I. Joe? Was it Ninja Turtles? Usually Ninja Turtles or Batman.
I was big on the Batman. No, yeah, story. That was what it was all about. So when I went to university, it was creative writing for undergrad, and creative writing in university is weird. The main value of it, in my opinion, is that you have a deadline every week because you're going to show up with pages, and that's great because literally the only way to get better as a writer is to write, and any good writer you admire has drawers and drawers of schlock crap that they've written because you got to get through the bad before you can find the good, in my opinion. But so then, yeah, you're just in class with a bunch of people and they all think they're the best and not you. And let's be honest, I was 18. I probably thought the same thing about me. And you fight a lot, and that doesn't help.
But you were right. You were the best. Clear. His ideas were his words and ideas were the best.
Well, I like to tell people because, well, my day job is marketing and I'm a copywriter. So I'm like, hey, I pay the bills by writing commercials, but I pay the bills by writing.
What's your favorite? Can you speak on it? Do you have a favorite spot that you've written?
They don't really let you. They don't.
You don't take credit for it. You sell off your.
And if I say that, you can all just imagine it's your favorite commercial.
Right.
No, nobody wants to know, like, because then, and also those brands would then be associated with me. Nobody wants that.
Okay, it's being modest, but they were good. They were hilarious, and they made you buy the thing. That's for sure. Right. So when did you make the shift from amateur doing things for fun to being paid? Do you remember your very first paid gig?
Oh wow. It was theater. Would have been back. It probably was still in the Shakespeare. It was probably the second time I did Much Ado. Actually, it was probably that, and that was it. You know, I barged in. I'm like, I did this once, so now give me money. No, but it was Benedek. I would have paid them. But no, it was fantastic, and it kind of rolled from there. Theater was all I did for a number of years until I escaped academia and came to Toronto. And I was like, you know what? If I did some like Tim Hortons commercial, that would help me pay rent. So I went and got myself an agent here, and then showing up on TV and film, and they let me. And there was the most fun in that clip you played at the beginning. There was a clip from Chasing Valentine. That was my my featured lead that I got to enjoy. That was shout out to director Navin Ramaswaran, a dear friend of mine to this day, who took a chance on me on that one. It was really just a brilliant experience. I'm still friends with pretty much everybody from that shoot, and still making shorts with them too, actually.